Here we go. It's the Wait for It Seattle podcast at Seatown Sports. If those of you who've been with us from the beginning can believe it, it's episode 80. As I said last week, it's the Jerry Rice episode.
It's the Jerry Rice, all-time Seattle Seahawk. Great.
All-timer.
Yeah. He was probably rooting for the Seahawks in the week 18.
Actually, I
game.
saw a clip where he was a photographer at the game and went up and dapped up Sam Darnold. And the clip was basically like, it was the Seahawks who sent it out. It was like game respect game. I'm like, well, like I can support Sam Darnold all I want. Jerry Rice is the best receiver of all time. Of course, the real number 80 in Seattle is Steve Largent, also a great receiver, which is a great preview for my top 5 for you later today, Kev.
Yes, I have a Seahawks themed top 5 as well.
Well, let's get into it.
One. Yeah.
Let's get into it. Seahawks. Yeah. We're gonna roll it back with headlines again this week. It's a good format. It's a way for us to talk about Seattle sports, and of course, the first headline has to be. There were lots of options here, but I went with Seahawks bully 49ers take NFC's top seed. Wow, Kev.
Man, have you watched a game that would? Yeah. I think this is the first point I want to make. The Seahawks only won by 10 points, but everyone's acting like they won by 50. And it still feels like they won by 50 if you watched the game.
Totally.
It's a weird thing that
I actually started getting mad because there were 49ers people on social media, just fans mostly, not really actually media people, because media people were like, the Niners got bullied.
Yeah.
If you read Niners Nation and different SB Nation stuff, right? And Sports Illustrated, they're all basically like, the Niners are flawed is what they had coming out of that game.
Yeah.
But fans on social media were like, well, if the McCaffrey interception doesn't go that way, where, it goes off his hands, and to a certain extent, that's true. It was a 13-3 game at that point. It would have been interesting. But I just think that you can't play that game because
Myers could have hit a field goal.
If Myers hit 2 field goals, he normally hits, right? Yeah. If they convert, this here or there, whatever, just let's look at the stats and let's see if that headline matches. And it does. Christian McCaffrey, who Bill Simmons was talking about as a fantasy Hall of Famer because of how ridiculous he is, 8 carries, 23 yards, 6 catches, 34 yards.
It was his lowest rushing total in his career.
Yeah, and Brock Purdy looked... I'm not saying this to knock Brock Purdy. I think Brock Purdy's a good quarterback. He relies on timing. Shanahan creates great, play designs for him to hit his receivers and Kittle and McCaffrey. And the Seahawks made Purdy look... Scared might be too strong. Nervous, timid. Seeing ghosts, to quote Sam Darnold, like he was rattled.
They made him look like Brock Purdy, is what they did. Like bad Brock.
Not
Purdy.
A Purdy fan. Not a Purdy fan over here.
Yeah.
I think Brock Purdy's pretty good. I think the Seahawks defense is insane. And this is actually one thing I wanted to talk to you about. So I was driving around the next morning and listening to national radio, and they did a little deal on the Niners and how Purdy was actually pretty good, and he didn't have any time and all this stuff. Then they segued to the Seahawks. This is a national radio show. I think it was ESPN or it might have been Fox, one of the two. And the guy goes, "Yeah, I didn't come out of that game feeling very good about Sam Darnold." That's the first thing he said.
Yeah.
This is irresponsible. Because you can have that take about Sam Darnold. I'm okay. I don't understand why people,
but
for a guy who seems...
game was about.
Thank you. That's what I was going to say. I was just going to say Sam Darnold seems like a very nice guy. I don't get why people continue to crap on him. I guess he hasn't won a playoff game, right? So fair. You want to go there? Great. Lead your segment with, wow. That Seahawks defense, which now has a nickname, the Dark Side, which I kind of like.
You like it?
I do. Well, I like Star Wars, and so Dark Side, it works, We've talked about, their DVOA is 11th all time. It's higher than the Legion of Boom 2013 season. They went out there and absolutely dominated this 49ers game. That defense gave them, Troy Aikman is on our side. Troy Aikman was glazing the Seahawks it was awesome. He's talking about how there's no space, there's nowhere to go, there's no time. It's insane. Here's something I thought was interesting, Kev, and I don't know if you saw this also. Mina Kimes put it out there, and a couple people had ran with it. The Seahawks played no snaps in a base defense in that game, meaning four down linemen and 3 linebackers, right? And I think if you watch the Seahawks, they never play 3 linebackers. Mm-hmm. I don't even know if you can name 3 linebackers on their team. You can name 2, Thomas and Ernest Jones, right? So that means they play nickel and dime. Well, the problem with playing nickel and dime all the time is you give up run plays because you've got a tight end or a lineman pulling or, releasing downfield, blocking DBs. Well, when you have Devin Witherspoon, Julian Love, Ty Okada, Nick Eamon-Wari, oh my God, even Reek Woolen at this point, but really it's Witherspoon and Eamon-Wari who make this happen. They can't be blocked by tight ends. They can't be blocked by linemen. They're plays.
Big dudes, yeah.
They're big dudes who can defend the run. In fact, I believe the Seahawks have the number 1 run defense in the NFL, and they're doing it out of a nickel or base, and that's what's making Mike McDonald different than everybody else.
Yep, it's innovative.
Totally.
So, yeah, ESPN research, and I kind of alluded to this earlier, but the 173 yards accumulated total by the 49ers offense was the lowest in his career as the coach of the 49ers. Shanahan, which dates back to 2017. And remember when we were talking about this last week, previewing the game, we were saying, well, this is going to be kind of a, what's the X factor? It's the coaches, right? Like this is the difference here. And to out coach like Kyle Shanahan, like I would say a top 5 offensive mind in the world for football, right? And for him to only get 3 points against the Seahawks, that shows you how good this defense is. Like Christian McCaffrey too is not washed up by any means.
No, yeah.
And to hold him to that rushing yard total, amazing.
Yeah. I think 2 things. One of the things I talked about, I'm gonna toot my own horn here a little bit, Kev, if that's okay. On our podcast, if you listened last week, was the Niners were coming in hot on 3rd down, right? And the Seahawks had the number 1 defense against 3rd downs. And I'm trying to make sure I can pull it up here. I know I paid attention to it during the game. You okay over there?
Yeah. I was talking to my mic.
Okay. On 3rd down, the Niners were 2 of 9, and they were 0 of 2 on 4th down. So it was a big deal. It was a huge deal to get them off the field over and over again. And then the other part, you were talking about Shanahan. I heard this stat. This is a little tangential here, but I wish I had known this during the game. It would have given me more confidence. Did you know that Kyle Shanahan, when trailing by 7 points heading into the 4th quarter as a head coach, is 1 in 38?
Crazy.
I mean, you're not expecting a coach to have a winning record when trailing by 7 points or more heading in the 4th quarter. But just think about like Russ and Geno games where they came back and won, right?
Pete Carroll games.
Yeah, well, I know. But 1 in 38. That's an interesting stat. Let me see if I can find it. I don't know.
And 7 points isn't an insurmountable point total to overcome. It's a touchdown.
Right.
It's a score.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, heading into the 4th quarter, one of those games, you probably have the ball in the opponent's territory starting down by 7. Yeah. Right. I don't know if ChatGPT is going to be able to find it for me with Pete Carroll because it's not publicized as much, but, yeah, we can't find it. The Shanahan one is just gone widely available because it's an interesting stat. So we were talking about Mike McDonald and his innovative scheme. Do you think he should be the coach of the year?
Yeah, I saw some chatter about this, which I thought was interesting. Like, there's the stat called like expected wins, right?
Yeah.
And voters have kind of voted on that stat because it's an advanced NFL stat metric, but it's basically saying like projections said your team was supposed to win X amount of games. The thought is, well, if you have X amount of games over the expected win total, then you were a better coach. Logically makes sense. But it's not necessarily the eye test. I'd call it like the feel test.
Yep.
Like he's taken the Seahawks and turned them into not just a playoff team, which they weren't last year, but like the Super Bowl favorite. That's a big jump. Like the win total itself isn't a big jump, but it's a big jump to think that they won out the NFC West, which was the best division in the NFL.
It's a best division in NFL history.
Yeah. Best division. Yeah.
I'm sure you can come up with another argument, but by stats, it is.
Yeah.
It's
so
the
that's
best division. The top 3 are the best.
So he won the hardest division.
Yep.
Number 2, he did it with, and people aren't going to say this out loud, why they would vote for him, but like he did it with a quarterback that, like I just said,
everyone's crapping.
People have a faith in, right?
Yeah.
Like
everyone's crapping on left and right.
Yeah.
And he did it. And yeah.
Go ahead. The last thing is he's unstoppable on the road.
Yeah.
That's incredible.
7-1, right? 7-1 on the road.
That's an incredible stat.
I will add on to that they had, I think they're tied for the most wins against playoff teams this year. If you think about their record at the time, we were like, oh, whatever. So they beat the Rams, they beat the Niners, they beat the Texans, they beat the Jaguars, right? These are all teams with great records that they beat. In addition, they beat the Colts, who ended up with a kind of even record. I'm trying to think of who else was on their schedule that was good. But if you're comparing him to Mike Vrabel, who a lot of people say should be the NFL Coach of the Year, because the Pats had a great turnaround. Totally true. The Patriots beat one team with a winning record this year. I'm going to say that one more time for the people in the back. The Patriots, in their 14 wins, one of them is against a team with a winning record. That's the same as Pete Carroll and the Raiders, because guess what? The Raiders beat the Patriots. So the Raiders also had one win versus a winning team this year. So I think Mike Vrabel's awesome. I wanted the Seahawks to hire him when I didn't know anything about Mike McDonald. I think he's a great coach. I think Mike McDonald wins all the matchups of what you should be able to do. People are saying Drake May is the MVP of the league. And people, again, are crapping on Sam Darnold. Doesn't that give you evidence that Mike McDonald should be the coach of the year?
Does it feel like this is a down year? Because this Seahawks team is good, and statistically it's great, but
right.
We're talking Drake May is the MVP, right?
Totally. It's a down year because it's
Mahomes
either
sucks.
Right, and so it's either a changing of the guard, like. I don't think Drake May is going to get worse. I think the Patriots are going to be good for a while. Bo Nix, sure. I don't know. Caleb Williams, sure. Right. So maybe it's a changing of the guard a little bit. Of course, I think Mahomes will come back. I think Burrow, wherever he is, will be good. But I think you're right. It's a weird year. People are viewing it that way. And I just looked at a bunch of predictions. I went on NBC and SB Nation, and no one's predicting the Seahawks to win the Super Bowl. They're not even predicting them to go to the Super Bowl. Yeah. So nothing's changed. Everybody just still thinks the Seahawks are not good enough.
Yeah.
Has anything changed for you?
Yes, because last year the defense was good. But this year, the defense is historically great, right? And that makes all the difference. And we played. I put up that clip last week of us talking about how good the defense was and how it compares to the Legion of Boom defense.
Right.
And people agree with the idea that defense wins championships, especially really, really, really good defenses. And I saw it happen with my own 2 eyes over 10 years ago with the Legion of Boom, and I can see it happening again, especially at home. People forget that the 12th man exists, and we were talking about how it hasn't existed. Well, it's gonna like rise again. Right?
Yeah, it's kind of back.
I don't know how to like.
They sounded really loud in that Rams game.
Yeah,
that Rams game, they were really loud.
Yeah,
it's gonna be great. Although ticket prices are so expensive, maybe it won't be because they won't get real fans.
Over 500 to get in.
Yeah. I spent all my money on the Mariners playoffs.
We just
By the way,
start charging people to listen to our podcast and maybe
or watch us on YouTube apparently. But don't worry, it's free right now. By the way, related to the Mariners, I saw this fun stat. It's the first time ever in the history of the franchises that the teams won the AL West and the NFC West in the same year.
I was the one that posted that first.
No, well, everyone... you were not.
Yes, I was.
You were not the first one.
All right, I'll go back.
So did you Google it and look it up yourself?
Yes.
Oh, good job.
Because you don't know. It's easy.
It's not that many
Mariners
times.
won the division in 95,
97.
Like 97 and
2001.
2001.
And 2024.
And like I looked up AFC, AFC West standings, just pulled up the champions and then the NFC West just to make sure.
All right, that's fair. Yeah, 95 and 97, I can tell you right now, the Seahawks weren't very good.
Yeah.
Seahawks might have gone to the playoffs in 97 with John Kitna, but they were also in the AFC West, and they didn't win it. I think they would have been a wild. Anyway, I think they won in 98. 2001, Seahawks also weren't good. So, yeah, Seahawks got good in all the years the Mariners are bad. So, first time ever. That's great. I have one more question for you with the Seahawks. Actually, a couple more. Okay, we talked about Sam Darnold. Let's be realistic, though. If you could think about all the NFL playoff teams, let's just go NFC for right now. Okay. So we got Packers and Bears. The Rams are playing the Panthers. The Niners are playing the Eagles. And then you have the Seahawks. So where would you put Darnold if you had to rank him?
Yeah.
Among those 7 quarterbacks. Okay.
To be honest, who's the Panthers quarterback right now?
Bryce
Young?
Yeah. Okay. Putting Darnold above Bryce Young.
Okay, I agree. I'm not putting him above Matthew Stafford.
Nope.
Okay, so Stafford is number 1 right now. I'm not putting him above Jalen Hurts. I'd probably go Hurts and Stafford. Okay, so let's just say Stafford, Hurts, and you're saying Darnold maybe above Hurts. Purdy, I'm probably not putting him above Purdy.
Yeah.
For the mere fact that Purdy's just less prone to throw 3 interceptions in a game. Like
Purdy's less prone or Darnold's less prone? Oh, you're saying you put Purdy above Darnold because of that?
Because Purdy's not going to, have a 3 interception game.
Yep. It's hard not to put Darnold above him after watching them face each other, but so much of that's the Seahawks defense, right?
Yeah. Caleb Williams, at this point in his career, Darnold's way better for lots of reasons. And then Jordan Love for the Packers, I'd say, hasn't really shown me much. And I'd roll with Darnold. I
think we're on the same page. I
think you can take more risks with Darnold with the Seahawks defense. Now, it's kind of a complicated question, right? Like you'd be okay with a quarterback like Darnold making all these mistakes because the defense could cover, right? But just overall, just thinking, like, I think we're on the same page, and maybe you think Hurts doesn't belong above Stafford, but.
Well, I have 2 things. Caleb Williams might have more talent, right? But that doesn't mean I would take him above Darnold right now, to your point. Mm-hmm. And then the Hurts question is, I just have a hard time when a guy has 2 games this year where he didn't complete a pass in the second half. And the whole Philly fan base wants the backup to play.
Yeah.
And not the whole Philly fan base, right? But there's a good section of them. I don't know. That's a hard one for me. But I can also, like, if somebody said, well, Hurts won the Super, like, of course, you could make the argument. I don't really have a good argument against Hurts over Darnold based on pedigree and what they've done so far. So, sure, if you want to go Darnold below Stafford, Hurts, Purdy, I think that's fair. I think he should absolutely be above Williams and Young. And then Love, you could make an argument. Love's had some good playoff games, and until Darnold does it, what are you going to do? But
yeah,
I don't know. Related to this, who do you want to play? If you could pick.
So things get reseeded then. So they'll play the lowest
so they
seed.
do get reseeded. Yeah. So if the Packers win against the Bears, the Seahawks will play the Packers.
And if the Niners,
that's who I want to play.
If the Bears win and the Niners win, then we'll play the Niners. Which is kind of crazy.
Right.
Niners are a 6 seed. And I don't like the idea of having to play the Niners 3 times.
No, I don't want to go Niners Rams to go to the Super Bowl. I want to go Packers Eagles. I just want, part of it, honestly, Kev, is not so much like, oh, you're scared, blah, blah, blah. Like, first of all, I'm a grown man. I don't need to be in your social media conversations about whether I'm scared or not. I like playing teams that are new and different, especially with this defense and with Darnold. I think it helps Mike McDonald to play a team the first time. Maybe that's a bad argument because he sure looked good against the Niners this week. But think about the Rams the second time. I mean, I think they had a record against the Seahawks. The Seahawks most yards they've ever given up in a game. I don't really want to face that again. So
yeah, I agree.
I'll be rooting for the Packers is my point. I want to face the Packers in the second round at least. No Micah Parsons, Jordan Love. Should he start over Malik Willis? That's the team I want to face in the divisional round, please.
And weirdly enough, we're not going to be previewing. We don't have anything to preview this weekend because the Seahawks have a bye.
That's crazy.
Which is crazy.
14 wins, franchise record.
Yeah.
I mean, they set all kinds of marks. It's insane. So it's very exciting. Our podcast this year has seen some real highs in Seattle sports, which is crazy.
Yeah.
And we'll see if your prediction comes true. Your New Year's prediction. So, yeah.
Great. Speaking of big wins, high times, a couple weeks ago, you asked me, where the Washington Huskies women's basketball team will finish in the Big Ten. And I said, I think they have a chance to win the league.
You sure did.
You laughed at me.
Yeah.
And here's the headline. UW Huskies return to women's hoops top 25 after upset win. I think that's burying the lead. I think it should say upset win over top 10 rival.
Number six, Michigan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the road.
No, it was at home.
No, not on the road.
I was there.
At home.
It was a very
Sorry,
fun game.
I was thinking of the other basketball team that the Huskies were on the road.
Yeah, I don't care about them. It was a great game. The Huskies led almost every second of that game. They were up 8-0. I think they were down 9-8, and then they led the rest of the game. So this isn't like, they came back in the fourth quarter. They had a nice third quarter, whatever. The Huskies led number 6 Michigan the entire game. This is a Michigan team that Gino Auriemma in UConn, he said that's the best team in the country we're going to face this year. Michigan played them real close. Michigan, again, ranked 6th. This is the first top 10 win as the Huskies since the Huskies joined the Big Ten. And it wasn't really close. The Huskies were up as much as 22 in that game. It got down to 11, and I was getting nervous. Like, just think about that. They're leading the number 16 by 11, and I'm getting nervous. And then it never got closer, right, in the fourth quarter. It was awesome. I said on Thanksgiving episode that I'm thankful for Avery Howell. Kev, Avery Howell in this game had 22 points and 16 rebounds as a guard.
The rebounding total, I was about to bring that up myself.
It's absolutely.
That is awesome. That is like some Russell Westbrook. I mean, she's not short by any means.
No, she's a tall
by
guard,
any means. She's not tall. Like
she's a guard.
Yeah.
But she's not short. This is the biggest compliment I can give Avery Howell. I almost wrote something this week. I was like, I have to write about, and I still might. Her impact is really hard unless you're at the games or you're watching, especially live, right? As you know, you can hear when you go to those Santa Clara games, you watch the 4-0 Broncos and WCC play, and you see all the live action. Howell's talking on defense all the time.
Yeah.
She's the quarterback of the defense. She's guarding posts when she has to. She's guarding guards. She's the number one rebounder. She's diving on the floor. She's always involved in every physical, loose ball, anything that's a grimy play, Avery Howell's involved in. And the team in general embodies that, but she is the captain of it.
We got to give a shout out to whoever the person was. And maybe it's the same person that funded Hannah Steinbach and JJ Mandequit and the entire roster of the men's team, because it's basically a new team of transfers. But the women's team was not neglected. Like bringing in Avery Howell, and I remember talking about this when she announced that when the transfer was announced, and it was like she's pretty solid. Like she plays for the Canadian national team, et cetera, et cetera. She's legit.
Oh, she's
and she has two more years.
Yeah, she's a sophomore. So, she's the best player on that team, on a team that has Sellers and Ladine, who are preseason all Big Ten players. Right now, Howell's playing the best, right? And that's what's cool about that team, is they have all three of them. Sellers did not play well against Michigan. Didn't matter. Their bigs are starting to really play well. It helped that Michigan doesn't play a big. Right. This will be interesting as the Huskies move forward, which teams like Iowa. I was watching an Iowa women's game, and they just pound it in the post. And
I was watching that game too. Or no, wait, I was watching Iowa State. Oh,
Iowa State has a post. Audrey,
that's what I was talking about.
Cooks is insane. The Huskies have a game against Michigan State on Thursday. I would suggest, if you're not doing anything Thursday night, 6:00, go get some tickets. Michigan State plays a very fun brand of basketball. They have a point guard who is tall and sort of Luka-y, right, in the way she plays. She's like diming people, rebounding. They have a good post. They have guards who deny on the perimeter. It's going to be a great matchup. It's a top 25 matchup. And to go back to your original point, Kev, even though the Huskies are awesome, there are 8 Big Ten teams ranked in the top 25. And the 9th, Illinois, is ranked 26. They have the most votes not in. That's a crazy conference. So I still don't think they're going to win the conference. But to me, similar to the Seahawks, in my mind, it's one game. But I really wanted to see how they play against good teams, because I haven't seen them play a good team, really. And my trajectory for the Huskies changed based on how they played Michigan. They got to follow it up on Thursday with another win. But my goodness, they are fun to watch.
It's a little different. I found out how good LMU men's basketball was. They played Gonzaga, and they lost by 40 points. So this is
blessed. My goodness. That is a lot of points to lose by.
A lot of points. Lorenzo Romar is an assistant coach, and
God, he really won't retire, will he?
No.
Goodness gracious, Lorenzo.
Yeah, I much enjoyed the first half of Santa Clara versus USD. They won in pretty convincing fashion by 20 plus points. So
that's the WCC Seattle U playing well.
They almost beat Gonzaga.
They almost beat Gonzaga. We've got the LMU connection. We got Santa Clara undefeated in conference play. But they have to go play Gonzaga also on Thursday night. So you can go to the Husky game, come home and watch the Broncos.
Yep. We're recording on Monday night. We pushed our recording start time, which we're so consistent with on a week-to-week basis. So you could watch the rest of the Kraken. And they scored like 2 goals in like the final 3 minutes.
Yeah. The headline here was pre-game. I put it up and I said, Kraken look to extend point streak to 8 games against Flames. So just for the people who don't watch hockey, you get 2 points for a win. You get 1 point for an overtime loss. I want to set the context for people who are not following this, and even people who are, they're going to love it because it's an exciting time. The Kraken were in second to last place in the Western Conference. Most of the Kraken people I follow on X were like, okay, is it time to trade everybody away? Obviously, we talked about Mason Marchman getting traded last time, and go for the number 1 overall pick, right? That's where they were. In the 8 games since, they did beat the Flames tonight. They scored a bunch of goals after I texted you and said, can we push back? That was on the road. They have 7 wins and 1 overtime loss in 8 games. So that's picking up 15 points in the standings. And just to put that in perspective for people, remember, second to last in the Western Conference, right? Fighting for the number 1 overall pick. As of right now, they now have 45 points, which puts them 1 point out of the division lead behind Las Vegas. Just 1 single point behind. They are firmly in a playoff, well, not firmly in a playoff spot. They're in a playoff spot, and they are rolling. It is absolutely bananas. It makes almost no sense whatsoever. The only thing, and this is my real analysis for you, Kev, that I can say to explain it is our old friend Philip Grubauer, the much maligned keeper. I don't think they call him keepers in hockey, goalie, who, if you remember, Kev, last year, they released him essentially. They designated him to go to Coachella Valley, and then any team could have him, but his contract's so big, nobody wanted him, so he stayed with the Kraken. This man is absolutely on fire this year. If you go to moneypuck.com, great website, and you look at the last 10 games, this was going into tonight where he was also good. He has the most saves over expected of any goalie in the NHL over that time, which basically means he's the best goalie in the NHL in the last 10 games. He doesn't play every day. Joey Decourt also plays, but Grubauer's been amazing, and they're not really doing anything as a team, the Kraken, that are that much better than before. They're just shoring some things up defensively, and their goaltending is amazing. So does that make you want to watch hockey, Kev?
Yeah, maybe I should just get off X and not worry about the transfer portal. By the way,
I want to ask you about that. No, I need to ask you about it.
Yeah, can I give you is it about UW specifically or just the transfer?
Yes, well, I have a couple things. I want to get into our weekly segment of who's in Kevin's DMs or who's in Kev's DMs, who's sliding in. But yeah, I want to go back to Avery Howell as a DM and a thing, and then, well, that sounded weird. That's not what I meant. Do you have any information? Avery Howell doesn't have to be part of it, but on like NIL for women's basketball at UW?
No, and maybe I should look into it. I do know that football takes about, oh God. No, I don't want to make up the number. Like, football obviously takes the majority of the $20 million of rev share money, which leaves then the next most is men's basketball, and then I think the third most is women's basketball. Yeah. So
is that
if DeMond Williams
existing now?
Yeah.
Like, so do they have to be within 20?
Yeah. So this is how it works. The 20 million is all the sports,
right? All
the sports together. So football doesn't get 20 million by itself. It's like that 20 million gets cut up between all the sports, and then every year that rev share cap rises. There's like a complicated formula that was within the House settlement and people project out like next year, it's going to be 25, 30 million, whatever. Like, you can go find articles. Everyone's kind of gaming out how much that number is going to be. The real ball game is this real, they call it real NIL.
Yeah.
So Mountain Lake Futures is no more. And we had Joe Knight on the podcast.
Yep.
And he was talking about how the whole goal of Dogs Unleashed was to facilitate real NIL opportunities. So these are things like the World of Warcraft, Leaderfield. Like,
we have to talk about the World of Warcraft game every time we have a chance.
Yeah. So all these, like Microsoft, Xbox, Amazon, you'll see like UW players in commercials or do like social media campaigns and whatnot. That's what we call real NIL. And those are the deals that players get that are approved. And so it functionally acts as like extra money on top of the rev share cap. Right.
So I think Savia Sellers of the women's basketball team has like a Toyota. I don't know if it's Toyota. I should probably know for Sellers. Sorry. What car dealership she's with, right? Something like that. That's not part of the 20 million.
No, it's not. And that's basically unlimited, right?
Right.
And Fish was out here campaigning at the end of the season, basically saying like, we can't compete with these other schools because Nike I'm just saying this. I don't know if this is true, but like Nike's just like, for example, just like giving a real NIL deal to everyone on the roster, backup quarterbacks, whatever. They have a Nike deal, right? Like Adidas is not going to do that for the Huskies, right? For obvious reasons. And
wait, so when Texas Tech gets this new quarterback, I don't even know if this is true, but I think I saw this today for like $5 million.
Yeah.
When that number's being reported, that may not be part of the 20 million.
Yeah, and it's weird because,
and no one knows, right?
Yeah, no one knows that, they sign these they have confidential aspects of the contract, but it's kind of like there's still colluding happening, right? Like, how are you getting to that $5 million number? It's not going to be all of the rev share. Right. I don't know.
Okay. So I want to ask Joe, we don't have to have him on, but maybe we can ask him, like, if he I would love to know a ballpark, just in general, women's basketball, because it's not reported on very much, and I'm curious what they're.
That sounds like a great article we can work on together.
Oh, I like that. Look at us collaborate. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Who's in your DMs this week? How many agents?
A lot. Okay. A lot of different agents. And agents is a
loose term.
Can be like a loose term. Like, it could be the player's roommate, right? It could be a certified agent. It could be someone just saying they're an agent. I've talked to all sorts of people.
Kev, my favorite is when you end up tweeting or Xing, whatever we call it, posting something about a player who has 3 visits and none of them are the Huskies. And I was like, whoa, man, that's I'd like nothing you're doing wrong. Like, obviously you're just, I know what you're doing and you're building a relationship and whatever. But like, I'm like, Kevin doesn't even want to put this one out there. It's like, cool, good for you, buddy.
Yeah. I do like it though, because it does create, sometimes these players don't have buzz. And
you have a big heart.
There's like 20% of the college football like player pool is in the portal. Like, these national reporters can't do everything.
Right.
And there's reasons why you'd want to get news out. So I'm happy to do it. It doesn't harm anyone. It just annoys a Husky fan every once in a while. Like, or people are afraid I'm going to burn out because I'm following the portal too.
That's
closely.
Nice of people to
that's
think
really
about
nice
you.
of them. But there's
is
always
that your
a
wife?
reason, right?
Is that your wife? Is that Christine telling you?
Kill me. Like, but I will say that that me breaking news or finding things out there, those two things aren't completely unrelated. I'll just leave it there, right? Like, it's just reporting. It's being a journalist. Like, these are the things you have to do to get information. So
there's some people really like doomsday on this Husky portal time. Like, these are like a little bit insane Husky fans on X, but that Jedfish is blowing it. They're not going to get anybody. This and this.
Yeah,
it doesn't feel like that many guys have signed.
Okay, it is very early.
Yeah,
right?
Okay.
The portal opened on Friday.
Yep.
If the Huskies played by the rules, like, this is the first time they're talking to everyone.
Right.
Query, I don't know if that's true or not.
Sure.
But come on, man. They signed these. They have 2 commitments already, right? They have a slate of visitors coming up. You can read about it on ctownsports.com. But just let me tell you about the 2 people they got so far.
I'm very excited about one of them, by the way.
Offensive tackle. I know who you're excited about. Yeah. Offensive tackle Colt Dietrich, Sam Houston State, committed. He was on an official visit this past week. I'll tell you when we get off about how I broke this news. But
you can't tell the people. That's too bad.
310, 2 years left. He started at left tackle in 2024, right tackle in 2025, allowed just 3 sacks last season, was the top tackle, PFF graded tackle in Conference USA last year. Now, I'm not going to act like I know all the teams in Conference USA. Yeah. Memphis is one. There's probably a few others. But this is a starter with experience. He could start at left tackle potentially, like, kind of think of like what Carver Willis did. Could compete with Cody Green, or he could go back up right tackle behind Azzopardi.
It feels like Cody Green's going to start at left tackle.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what Fish said essentially, right? And he's what, one of the highest recruits in Husky history.
Now,
That is great depth though at tackle. Yeah, that's exciting, but not as exciting as
this one.
My boy Hunter Green. Not to be confused with Dusty Zimmer.
Yeah.
Remember Dusty Zimmer?
Yes. Or Cincinnati Reds pitcher, flamethrower Hunter Green.
Good point. But Dusty Zimmer, man, I just trying to Google what happened to him, and like nobody knows where he went.
Yeah.
Dusty Zimmer. We talked about it in the podcast. I'm just going to do this for a second. Then you can talk about Hunter Green. He departs Washington football. He was a 6'5" punter from Australia. Like everything about Dusty Zimmer seemed awesome. They could have run trick plays to him, all these things, and nobody knows where Dusty Zimmer went. He just left. Yeah. You can't find him on the internet. Yeah. So punters are not the most exciting people in the world, but just to throw a little shade at Luke Dunn,
former Oregon transfer.
Horrific punting season for the Huskies this year. He was truly bad.
So what happens to him? Does he just get cut? Like, this is what I was.
Oh, he's not out of eligibility. He's still there.
Oh, was he a senior?
Oh, I was hoping for his sake he was. I'm going to look it up because that would have been awkward if, to your point, you're just like, see ya, buddy. He was 2 seasons at Oregon. Oh, no.
He's a junior.
So. All right. I don't want to
out here. Yeah. He's out here fighting for his life right now.
Luke Dunn is fighting for his life. Also, he's majoring in comparative history of ideas. I don't know if I'm impressed by that or not. I'm not really sure what that means. It sounds kind of cool. Good for Luke Dunn.
It's basically what we do every week on this podcast.
That's a good point. Good. Thank you. Luke Dunn will be like our other punters. He'll end up somewhere. No. He just won't be at Washington.
We just the Huskies needed an improvement at punter.
Yes.
But I think they got quite the improvement here.
Yeah.
So Hunter Green's coming from San Diego State. By the way, he's a Washington State native. His dad played for the Huskies.
Oh yeah.
Go look it up. He ranked 6th nationally this season with an average of 47.7 yards per punt. Yep. Here's what's even more impressive. Nick Lemka tweeted this stat out. He downed 30 of his 62 punts inside of the 20-yard line this past season.
Yeah.
So
I saw that. That's
when Damon Williams and Jed Fish's offense stalls and the Huskies have to punt the ball in Iowa, right? I'm just making this up. I don't know if I think Iowa actually comes up to Seattle, but you catch my point here.
Yep.
It will put pressure on the other offense to actually drive the length of the field. And that's important. It's an important thing. And I don't think we should downplay this or make this too much of a joke because this was a big priority heading into the portal season.
I wanted to not just throw shade at Luke Dunn without information. So he was second to last in the Big Ten in average punt yardage, right? So now part of that can be skewed, but to your point about inside the 20, he was also at the bottom of the list with only 8 punts inside the 20 this year. Let's look at Minnesota's punter, 65 punts, 23 were inside the 20. Dunn was 8 punts out of 33 inside the 20.
Where was McAllister?
Jack McAllister was second. Almost 50% of his punts were inside.
How did they let him walk?
So, and if you watched Husky games, you were frustrated by the punting. Dunn had some real shanks. It was a problem. This is the most we'll ever talk about a punter. Actually, it's not true. We talk about punters a lot in this podcast.
Somehow Michael Dixon is still punting
I was
for
just
the Seahawks.
thinking that right as you said that. I'm like, Michael Dixon. We haven't even talked about him. We got to have a Michael Dixon episode. Hunter Green, I'm excited. So, Kev, give me sliding into your DMs again.
Yeah.
Is it revealing too much if you tell me a position I should be expecting to see a commitment from in the next few days?
Oh, D-line for sure.
Okay.
And if they strike out, then you'll just see a wave of more visitors and offers and whatnot. But it's been pretty clear through what I've been working on that D-line is the priority.
Is there a possibility of a receiver? People love receivers.
Yes, but I think it's less likely that it's going to be some high end guy that
Sure.
I mean Nick Marsh is the number one guy's already off the board.
Yeah.
But it's probably going to be like just a depth piece.
Yeah.
Think of like trying to replace Raiden Vinesbright, not trying to replace Denzel Boston. First of all, like you wouldn't be able to afford to replace Denzel Boston. I don't think anyone's available.
Yeah.
So I think the staff just thought, well, like let's just go get a piece. And actually, Nashawn Montgomery, who visited today, kind of fits that profile.
Miami, right?
Yeah, actually Florida. And
sorry, Florida. Yeah.
They tried to flip him when he was committed in 2024. He came out for a game day visit, and so he didn't really do anything at Florida this past year, but it's not that he's bad. It's just like it's
so hard to figure out. Yeah, exactly. Receiver, when these guys are freshmen or even sophomores or redshirt freshmen, it's like, who knows?
So that's where I would see. I think the wild card piece would be whether they're actually pursuing a running back or not. After losing Muhammad, and I think it's going to be kind of similar where they're just looking for depth. They're not looking maybe for a home run hitter.
Is there still
that might disappoint Husky fans? There isn't.
Yeah,
it's just one window all the way to the 16th, I think,
of January.
Yeah.
So 2 weeks. That's it.
So they
can't add anybody.
They can enter, but they can. The players, you just have to be in during that window, and then after you can go and.
Okay.
So this whole thing could
go all the way to August. Theoretically, someone could not have a team, and you could join in fall camp and be a running back that you just, you're like, well, I got to go play college football.
It's a very unique. This whole thing is a unique thing. It's like NBA free agency on like 5,000 times steroids. Like it is just. It's just.
It feels like a cross between NBA and MLB because MLB drags on forever.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like think about the fact that Cody Bellinger is still out there. There's a fair amount of like big names. Geno Suarez, like, will he be back with the Mariners? We're not going to get into this today.
Yeah.
But this happened last year. Guys signed during spring training. Anyway, and I feel like the college transfer portal has a little bit of that to it. There'll be guys who sign real late because they're just going to wait it out and they're going to realize that nobody has money left. So they got to go play college football somewhere. All right.
Or maybe they'll just have to play for a scholarship. Like,
yeah, right. I didn't even think about that. Yeah. That probably still exists, right? Like there are guys just playing for scholarships, which is still pretty cool. I mean, I get it's not the same, but yeah, goodness. Wow. All right. You want to do top 5?
Yeah, by the way, we should have a NIL deal with the punter.
Yeah. Well, we don't have any money to give him.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Because we haven't raised any revenue yet.
Yeah.
But once we do that, I'm happy to spend all of it on Hunter Green. Yeah. Keep him here for another year.
For every touchback you do, you can come up with some type of gimmick.
Yeah, we need to think of something for the fall. We got some time, but that's good. Okay. Do you want me to do mine first?
Sure.
Okay. Kev, Jackson Smith and Jigba had a great year. The question is, how good was his year? Right? So I have a list of the top single season receiving yards seasons, terrible sentence, in college football or college. I'm thinking about the Huskies, NFL history. Okay. So I'm not actually asking you to tell me the top 5 because I think it might be a little bit too easy. I want you to give me the top 5 who are active.
Who had more receiving yards?
So do you know who has the number 1 single season receiving yards of all time? Do you know who it is?
Jerry Rice?
No, but Jerry Rice is in the top 5 if you looked at all time. Calvin Johnson has
Chris Carter?
No, Calvin Johnson is the greatest season ever. Okay. But you're not going to pick Rice, Chris Carter, or Calvin Johnson. You're going to pick the top 5 seasons by an active player in the NFL. Single season receiving yards.
Half the battle is figuring out who's active or not.
I mean, these are not like names you wouldn't know. So
yeah. Is Cooper Kupp there?
Cooper Kupp has the second best season in the history of the NFL.
That's amazing. How many yards?
It is 1,947 yards. Calvin Johnson had 1,964, and this was in 2021.
How about that? Cooper Kupp from Davis High School, Yakima, Washington.
Yep.
That's nuts. Okay, it's so nuts. Cooper Kupp is there.
Yep.
And so these guys all have. Where did you say Smith and Jigba ranked?
I'm not going to tell you.
Okay, you're not going to tell me. So he could be in this.
He could be in it. He could not be. That's the point of my segue into the top 5.
Okay. Let's go. God, is Julio Jones still active?
He's not active. So
damn it! Don't give me a strike.
I won't give you a strike. But he has the 3rd best season of all time, so that was a good guess.
Yeah. Gosh. Oh, who's the guy on the Niners?
Jawan Jennings.
No. The guy that left the Niners. It's on the it's not the Guardians. The
what is
the Commanders? Right, the Commanders.
Are you thinking of Deebo Samuel? Is that your guess?
Yes.
That's a strike.
He's probably way down the list.
I don't think I don't even know where he would be on this list. He's not close.
God.
There are receivers you should be getting here. This is your baby brain happening right now. You're not getting enough sleep.
Give me a team.
How about the best receiver in the NFL?
I mean, I'd say Jackson Smith and Jigba. That's the issue.
Okay, well, sure. Let's go him. He's one of the top 5 all time.
Okay.
So not all time if you take all seasons, but active he is. But he's 8th all time in NFL history.
Pretty good.
This season is pretty crazy. There are 2 above him that are very famous receivers and 1 below him who's a very famous receiver. Like the 3 most famous, like if you did a fantasy draft, now this is a great point because you did get the number 1 pick in our fantasy league now 2 years in a row, which means you didn't even make the playoffs in both years.
Jamar Chase.
No. Strike 2. He would be the receiver. Actually, you're right. He would have been a top 3 pick. These other 3 would be in the mix. Justin Jefferson. Tyreek Hill. And CD Lamb.
CD Lamb, I would have never got.
Oh, you see, it was 2023. Actually, Hill was 23 and Lamb was 23. That was the same season. They're both top 10 all time.
Yeah.
Crazy. So the real top 5 goes Calvin Johnson, Cooper Kupp, Julio Jones, Jerry Rice in 1995, and Antonio Brown. And then the 6 through 10 is Jefferson, Hill, Smith and Jigba, 8th all time. Isaac Bruce on those old Ram teams, and then CD Lamb. Number 11, no one would ever get. His name is Charlie Hennigan. He played for the Houston Oilers in 1961. I watch a lot of sports. I will tell you, Kev, I've never heard of Charlie Hennigan. Maybe I'm just not old enough, but he's 11th all time for a single season receiving yards. So now I'm going to learn about Charlie Hennigan. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
All right. I got a good one for you.
I'm ready.
All right. There's lots of talk about the 7-9 Carolina Panthers making the NFL playoffs.
8-9, but yes.
8-9. There's for Seattle, there's been talk about the legendary 2011 Pete Carroll led 7-9 Seattle Seahawks, who won the wild card game because the home team because of they won the division with a 7-9 record. Yep. So we talk about the NFC West being the best division in football. It was the worst division in football at one point, and it was that year in 2011.
Yep.
Okay, so I won't bury the lead here. Matt Hasselbeck was the quarterback. Okay.
Oh, this is fun. Okay.
I have in front of me 9 players that actually 8 players that recorded a reception in that game for the Seahawks. Can you name
against the Saints?
Against the Saints, can
in
you
the
name
wild card round?
And you don't doesn't have to be the actual top 5.
This
can
is
you just
2011.
Name 5 of the 8 players that caught a pass in that game?
I'll try. Darryl Jackson.
Darryl Jackson. No, that is a long time ago. 2011.
He was before that.
Yeah.
Oh, dang it.
Do I give you a strike? I'll let you go since you gave me some.
I kind of give you. All right. Corin Robinson?
No, that's dude. You're
way
naming
off.
Guys that are way off. Stop.
Really?
Yes. Those guys were Mike Holmgren era. Those
Bobby
guys
Ingram.
Okay. Is Bobby Ingram?
Is Bobby Ingram the wrong one too?
He's not there.
Oh my God. So I'm picking all the guys from before. No, Bobby Ingram is after. Right? Bobby Ingram
he's like 2005, 2006.
So I just named like all the guys from like the 05, 06 era.
Yeah.
Like,
all right.
So I have this blind spot from 05, 06 to when they won the Super Bowl. Golden Tate.
Yes, Golden Tate.
He was a rookie, I think.
1 reception for 5 yards.
Or second year. Oh
yeah.
Boy. So my first reaction was going to be Jimmy Graham, but I don't know if they made the Jimmy Graham trade yet.
No. Nope.
So how about Marshawn out of the backfield?
Okay, so this is weird.
He doesn't have a catch?
No, he was targeted once, which is why he shows up in the box score, so I won't count that as a strike.
No, I'm already out, but I just want to keep guessing. Max Strong.
No, I think he was long gone.
God. Who was the tight end before? Jeremy Stevens? Or am I in the wrong era again?
I'll give you a hint.
Who's the tight end before
Notre
Jimmy
Dame
Graham?
grad. Notre Dame grad.
That doesn't do anything for me.
John Carlson.
Oh, yeah. He was
3 receptions for 17 yards, but 2 touchdowns.
Okay, people are going to be mad listening. Like, they know all these 2011 receivers. I'm like,
I
blocked them out. Like,
okay. No. Listen to this.
You just tell me who they are.
Yeah. Okay, Brandon Stokely had 4 receptions for 73 yards and a touchdown.
Okay.
Mike Williams, 5 receptions, 68 yards,
should have got that
touchdown.
One. Yeah.
Ben Obamanu. How about that?
Oh yeah, Auburn.
Yeah, he had 11 targets. 5
What are they doing throwing to Ben Obamanu so many times? God, what a bad team.
Yeah, but they won 41-36. That's the best part about this.
Wait, they won that game 41-36?
Marshawn Lynch had 19 carries, 131 yards with a 6.9 average.
Yeah, but
granted,
that one
most
carry.
Of it was on 67-yard carry.
Wait. Okay, who else are the receivers? Who else had catches?
Cameron Mora. Cameron Mora.
He
1
was like
reception
a tight
for 39
end?
yards.
Backup tight end, maybe?
Maybe. John Carlson, who we talked about. Ruvel Martin.
Oh, wow. This team is gross.
And then Justin Forsett.
Oh, yeah. Love Justin Forsett.
Yeah.
Well, I was really bad at that.
How awesome was that trivia?
Oh, my God. That was incredible, Kevin. And I'm blown away. You know, you remember certain things about games, and obviously I remember the Beastquake. Obviously I didn't remember who's on the roster, but I could not have told you. I wouldn't have come close to it being 41-36.
Yeah, dude.
My memory would be like 24-20.
Literally only people remember the Beastquake. And so it's so interesting to look at the box score and be like, oh, they scored 41 points.
41. Oh, Leon Washington threw a pass and he got sacked. I'm looking at it now.
Yeah. What a Matt Hasselbeck game too. 22 for 35, 272 yards, 4 touchdowns and an interception.
Defense had some dudes on it. Ruvel Martin was a defender, by the way. That must have been a trick play because he had 3 tackles in this game. Or maybe they were all in special teams. I bet they were. This defense had Cam Chancellor, Brandon Mebane, Lawyer Malloy, Lofa Tatupu, Jordan Babineau, Aaron Curry, Marcus Trufant, Kelly Jennings, Earl Thomas, David Hawthorne was the leading tackler. By the way, the Saints were rolling out at running back Julius Jones, and they had Heath Evans at fullback. So
Jeremy Shockey caught 2 passes for 24 yards.
Didn't he play for the Seahawks for a quick second too?
I don't know, but Reggie Bush, man, 5 carries for 12 yards.
Reggie Bush, amazing. Yeah. I'm looking to see if Shockey ever played for the Seahawks. No, he didn't. I made that up.
Look at the volume of Drew Brees' pass attempts. 60 passes.
That's This game is wild. I don't even know what to say. He threw for 404 yards in that game, and they lost.
He threw, and his QB rating was 70.5. Sacks. Oh my god!
What happened?
How did he only throw 2 touchdowns?
So the Seahawks are up 34-20 going in the fourth quarter. The Saints go 91 yards in 12 plays and make it a 7-point game. Seahawks punt. Saints field goal. It's 34-30. Seahawks punt. Saints punt. Seahawks touchdown on the Marshawn. And then the Saints actually went down and scored another touchdown in like a minute. But the game was over. Man, what a crazy game.
Yeah.
God, I don't know. I don't really want a game like that in 2 weeks. We'll know who the Seahawks opponent is next week, Kev.
Yeah.
We'll have all kinds of things to stress about.
And maybe you'll write a preview for us.
Yeah, sure. Maybe. Maybe I'll write about Avery Howell, or maybe you and I will collaborate on some other sort of punter. Maybe like a history of UW punters, like long piece that can turn into a book. Yeah, something like that.
Yeah. In the meantime, if you want to know the backup right tackle, the backup D lineman, and the receiver no one's ever heard about, stay tuned.
Yeah, it's perfect. Yeah. Go Kraken, baby.
Yeah. See everyone next week.
See ya.